Hello, I'm Wayne Lambright, and this is a reply to 4chan. Politically incorrect. Wayne Lambright here, bidding for President of the United States 2016. The purpose of this video is to talk about reparations for black people. I put together some numbers, I've double-checked my numbers, and I've come up with a pretty logical solution and answer to how much money black people will receive when I turn President of the United States. I'm going to tell you how I got to these numbers. I'm going to tell you how we're going to pay for it. And I'm going to tell you why it's important to do it for the black people and it's important to do it for America, and how it will absolutely jumpstart our economy and revolutionize our way of thinking. So, right now the population of the United States is 318 million. The blacks are 13.2% of our population, which is 41 million, roughly. America is in debt $16 trillion. Now, who are we in debt to? We're in debt to the wealthy people of the world, the Rothschilds, who have over $500 trillion of money. So the USA is in debt $16 trillion to the Rothschilds. They're still uber rich. If we paid off the Rothschilds, the banks, the biggest, richest people in the world, they would still have $474 trillion, okay? So here's my proposal, that we abolish the Federal Reserve, which is a private bank. So our money is issued by something called the Federal Reserve Bank. It says it right at the top. Federal Reserve Note. And the Federal Reserve Bank is as federal as Federal Express. By the way, there's in this little corner right there, there's an owl, which represents Bohemian Grove, which is the vacation spot for the Illuminati, which are the elites of the world. So my proposal is we abolish the Federal Reserve, and right now we have $16 trillion in debt to them. And so we're going to do something called defaulting. And defaulting means is we're not going to pay the banks this extortion money that they've been extorting us for years. It's just invented currency that they put on the books so they can charge money. It's like a credit card at 20-some% interest. It's not really fair. And we don't need their service. It's like the mafia providing their protection service. Well, that's what the Federal Reserve is. It's a mafia, and they're providing a protection service to the USA that doesn't need a protection service, okay? So by abolishing that debt, we'll abolish the Federal Reserve, and the Treasury will start printing our money. Now, we're going to create debt in the Treasury of $16 trillion, and this $16 trillion is going to be the money that is reparations for the black people. Okay? If you divide the number of black people by the $16.7 trillion I've written down here, it's $400,000 per black person. Woot, woot! So, 30 days after office, I'll abolish the Federal Reserve Bank. I'll authorize the Treasury to start printing money, and I'll authorize the Treasury to put $16.7 trillion of debt on the books, and we will pay, that money will be paid to black people in America. Now, the black people, there's a high degree of probability they're going to spend that money into the economy, and this will be a huge boost to the American economy. Just think of all the stuff they're going to buy, okay? Everybody's going to profit. And guess where the money's going to go back to? The banks and people who own things. So it's just a way to lubricate the economy. We lubricate the economy right now by building tanks and nuclear bombs and aircraft carriers that we don't need. We don't. I mean, the whole concept of colonialization is over. America spends nine times more on its military than anybody else. We're just basically the thug of the world. So we're going to stop being thugs. We're going to pay for the sins of the past. All this wealth that the slaves created. I mean, they built America, not the slave masters. They didn't do any work. The slaves did all the work, and we economic slaves still do all the work. Okay, so by abolishing the Federal Reserve, by issuing new debt as a form of reparations to black people getting a check for $400,000 in January 2017, I propose that will absolutely turn around the American economy by stopping our aggression throughout the world, by bringing our armies back. We'll have world peace. I'm sure this is very controversial, and I'm sure a few people will disagree with me. However, I think a lot of African Americans will agree with me. I'm the only presidential candidate who's come up with a reparations policy. I put the numbers on paper. You can read them right there. Nobody else is doing it. It's a risky move. The future's bright. Lambright, you're looking at him. If you like what I had to say, or you don't like what I've had to say, follow me, Wayne Lambright, on Twitter, and hit subscribe to this video. Or hit subscribe to my YouTube channel. I think I only have 200 subscribers anyways. I'm not doing it. There's no money in this on YouTube for people who think there is. The real money is in changing America. The real money is taking the power away from the rich. They're absolutely controlling and manipulating us, and it needs to stop. What options do the rich have right now? If they don't change it, they're going to experience a French Revolution. And during the French Revolution, the elitist people got killed, unfortunately for them, but their behavior led to that. So this is what the elite are doing in America, is they're leading themselves down a dangerous path. The civilians have been mad for years, and they're all armed. So either you're going to have to disarm the civilians and keep punishing them and keep treating the civilians like shit to control them, or you're going to need to back off and let the population have what they've rightfully earned and deserve. I know that's probably a lot to think about, but basically it comes down to this. Rich people are stealing from poor people. They've been doing it for centuries, and I'm saying we're putting a stop to it.